Welcome back to the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show. I am your host, Chris Robinson, and I'm coming to you live out of our DFW office here in Las Colinas, where we help people go out and become successful real estate investors so they can take control of their lives. Because we find a lot of people go out there and they are working hard and they're dedicated and they're being very persistent, but the problem is the thing that they've dedicated themselves to, in most cases a job, has not gotten them to where they want to be financially, nor will it ever be able to get them to where they want to go financially. If you're going to go out there and you're going to seek out wealth and prosperity in your life for you and your family, you've got to get out there and do it through some type of a business. You've got to own your own business at some point. And you're not going to get there with some form of employment. If you're working for somebody else, you're going to make that boss or that company rich, but you're not really going to get there. Even if you are a high income earner, you're still going to have a tough time going out there and really getting to the point where you have wealth and prosperity in your life if you don't have some type of residual income, if you don't have some type of passive income, some type of business system that you can replicate time and time again in order to continue growing your streams of income. And of course, the thing that we use is rental real estate, and we do everything from single family properties all the way up to 600 plus unit apartment complexes. A lot of people ask us, do you guys do commercial? Do you do land? Do you do condos? Do you do other things like that? And no, the answer is no, we don't. Now, we know people that are probably out there that are doing well with those different avenues, but that's not our specialty. That's not our niche that we work with. One of the great things I think about Lifestyles Unlimited, when people come in here and they sit down and listen to me in the free workshop, and they go to Del Walmsley's 2-day class and some of our other classes, they realize that we're not like the other groups maybe they've seen, because the other groups that I've been to, the book, cities, and tapes guys, the traveling road shows where they come and they basically teach a seminar at a hotel room and then they're selling book, CDs, and tapes at the end of it. The way that we differ from them is that they try to give you all the information that's out there about real estate investing, all the different avenues, all the different ways there are to go out and be a real estate investor, because they're not local in scope. They're trying to give you a generic product, I guess, that can fit every possible scenario for somebody going out and being a real estate investor. And they talk about, basically going out there and being a note buyer, going out and doing HUD properties, doing pre-foreclosure properties, all the different ways you can go out there and possibly do real estate investing. Whereas at Lifestyles, we have a model, we have a system that has worked for us for about 19 years now, 20 years. Dell's been doing this, Steve's been doing this, and all of our members have been doing this in the Houston area, Dallas area, and now in San Antonio and Austin area as well. And we teach people that system. We teach them this one way, and there's a couple of different variations, I guess, but basically one way to go out there and be able to do this. And it's been working for years, time and time again. So why go out there and muddy your mind with all these other different possible ways of being able to do real estate and trying to tweak it and try to relearn the wheel every single time? Just get a system that works and do it again and again and again. And Robert Kiyosaki talks about that in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He basically talks about going out there and having a system, whether you're building businesses, whether you're buying houses, whether you're doing some other type of a adventure. You've got to go out there and have a system that you can replicate. And if you've got a system that works once, why not do it again? But it has to be a system that allows you to replicate it. And there's got to be a couple different, characteristics of this system. One, which I think is the most important, is it has to be a system that doesn't involve you working on it day to day. It can't be something where you're going out and you're going to make a business, and let's say that you're a carpenter and you're going to come up with a carpenter business, but you end up becoming the accountant for the company, you end up becoming the manager, you're the labor, you are the marketing and advertising, and you have to do all of this stuff yourself. That's not the kind of business I'm talking about. I want a system that I can set up where I can enact a team of people to go out and do what needs to be done in this business, and I can move on and do it again, start it over again and again and again, and kind of be the puppet master. We don't want to be somebody who's working in our business day to day. We need to be somebody who's working on our business from a very high level. You need to become a big picture person. And I kind of had a tough time with that when I first started out getting into the workforce, because I basically was the kind of person that if I didn't go and work at a job and I had a manager who was telling me what to do, I couldn't see the big picture. I was more of a worker bee than I was somebody who could even be a manager or a leader. And it took me many, many years going through corporate life until I got to the point where I started realizing that all the people that are doing quite well in life are the people that are taking control, the people that are going out there and being leaders, the people that are looking at the big picture. And so I started to look at the big picture in life as well as in the work that I was doing, and I started realizing that, this is not that tough of a change for somebody. You just have to kind of change your mentality. And one of the things I think that gets into that is this article I'm talking about today, because it talks about success loves speed. And in here, in this article, Robert Ringer, he talks about why money loves speed. He was doing a teleseminar, and somebody asked him, why does money really love speed? And he basically went through and he started talking about some of the different examples in life that kind of prove that money loves speed, success loves speed. And he says here, if you want to buy tickets from a scalper for a big game that's sold out, get there first, because tickets love speed. If you want a job that you just found out about, get there first, because jobs love speed. If you want to win the guy or the gal who has your heart pounding, get there first. Guys and gals love speed. If you want to get the investment property that just came on the market, get there first. Investment properties love speed. Now, those of you that are listening that are members, or if you've gone out there and you've bought investment properties before, you realize that that last line is absolutely true. If you're going to find a good deal on a property, you've got to get there first. You've got to be in the know. You've got to be somebody who's out there and is active searching for properties or working on properties or hanging around people that do work on properties and hang out with people that invest in properties, because you're going to find out about this before the next guy. You need to be able to get out there and just get started. And that's the main thing. I think the main concept of this whole article is that you've got to get started right away, and you've got to start acting very quickly in order to go out there and make change in your life. Now, one of the lines I would add to this article is that fitness loves speed. Here at Lifestyles, we're actually going through and doing a 90-day, transformation of basically a workout and diet, nutrition, fitness program, and where we're all just basically holding each other accountable, and we're going out there and we're getting started. Now, some of the people were talking about the fact that, we need to get this together. We need to get the calipers to measure our body fat. We got to get the body tape. We got to get that started. We got to figure out a diet program. We got to figure out exactly what we're going to do for our workouts and everything else. And Brad Sumrock, who is our multifamily mentor here, basically said, we just need to get started. We don't need to bother with getting everything perfect, getting everything organized before we start working out or before we start eating better, making better diet, nutrition choices. We just need to get started. And it really gets to the heart of this article. Fitness loves speed. Just get started. Don't worry about getting everything absolutely perfect. You've got to go out there and just get started. And in this article, he says that action is defined as the causation of change. Whatever result you want is a change from what you have now. By definition, then, a change has to take place for you to get from your present status to that result. And he talks about some of the different points that he believes that this action will get the best results. And the first one is, and actually, you know what? We just got the music for the commercial. I'm going to actually take a quick break. We're going to go do some news. We're going to come back, and I'll go through some of these points that he talks about in this article. You can call me at 214-787-1190. This is the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show with Chris Robinson, and I'll be right back.